The alarms screech around me, a frantic symphony that pierces the air and detonates the serene hum of ocean life. Chaos unfolds, relentless. I am submerged in a frenzy of shadows, water crashing and surging like a beast awakened, each wave more vicious than the last. The cold engulfs me, icy fingers clasping every inch of my body, and I feel the ship shudder beneath the weight of its own demise, a colossal creature gasping for breath. I'm jolted from confusion into terror, the weight of panic crashing down like the ship itself. Nothing but blurs and din, light flashes. My heart races as the steel groans above, a sound that reverberates deep within my bones and fills me with dread. Time slows, thickens, every heartbeat expands into eternity. The taste of salt lingers on my lips, remnants of a life now at the mercy of fate. I flail, limbs thrashing against the water, desperately grasping for something, anything to steady me. The echoes of laughter fade into distant memories, memories of a different kind of night, drenched in joy, unmarred by chaos. The air that once tasted of adventure now chokes me with the tang of iron and fear. Beneath the surface, I am weightless, yet burdened by despair. The ocean is a quilt of noise, alarms crescendoing, metal screeching, human voices rising in panicked cries, all entwined in a single overwhelming chorus. Where am I? What is this desperate dance? I claw at the void, water spiraling as my strength dwindles. Gasping for air, I swallow stinging salt water, the world above blurring into an indistinct haze. A sharp pain lances through my chest. It's an agony that spreads, unfurling like a dark lotus flower in my soul, pushing me deeper into this churning chaos. My body betrays me, a vessel caught in cycles of uncertainty. The ship lurches, tilting, pitching, and I am cast into oblivion. I press down, striving against the tide, but I cannot break the surface. The light above, a beacon of life, diminishes, a star flickering in the grip of a tempest. And then a cataclysm of silence descends, as if the universe takes a breath and holds it. Everything fades into an echo, a vast emptiness enveloping me, sound suspended in a cruel pause. Darkness washes over, tranquil in its embrace, a void where nothing exists, and yet I can still feel it all. Muscle memory returning, ghosts of warmth lingering in the chilled water. The echoes of my breath are snatched away, stolen. Drifting deeper into this fathomless quiet, I surrender, falling into the unknowing. The chaos reconciles into nothingness, a serene calm tinged with despair. No more alarms, no more screams, just the distant recollection of laughter and the fading light of a life left behind, swallowed by the abyss of dawn's retreat, lost in a world that now feels infinitely far away. Here, beneath the weight of the ocean, amid the shattered remnants of existence, I slip into the silence, becoming one with the dark. In this silence, I drift, float, and with every beat of time, or what I once knew as time, I awaken to the realization that I have crossed beyond. I cannot feel my body, yet my essence remains. I hover between limbo and life, a specter of memory navigating the currents of my own soul. I grasp at the threads of who I was, threads woven into the tapestry of my existence, a diver on the Concordia, celebrating life beneath the sun-drenched waves. My name could almost echo in this void, a whisper of identity lost yet not forgotten. I remember the laughter of my friends, the way it rose and fell in waves, crashing against the ship's bow, the warmth of our joy navigating the sea of uncertainty. We were wrapped in the thrill of the moment, careless and alive, unaware of the storm brewing in the distance, both outside and within. We had shouted our dreams into the air, caught up in the thrill of adventure, exchanging wild stories on deck as the world beneath the water shimmered with promise. I recall the salty breeze tousling our hair, the sun casting golden ribbons over the ocean. I was alive then, really alive, each moment a jewel in my pocket, each promise a gem waiting to be discovered. But, hovering here in this chasm, I feel a grip of cold regret tighten around my heart, that unshakable weight of unspoken words. How foolish we were to dismiss the warnings, to laugh in the face of risk. Every moment we spent together teeters precariously on the edge of a precipice I didn't know existed. The soft echoes of memory tug at me, urging me to remember the photographs taken, the promises made. There was so much left unsaid, so many dreams dangling just out of reach. My thoughts shift to her, Elena, the one who stood beside me, sharing those moments of warmth with laughter that danced on the edge of the breeze. How could I have left her behind? In the realm of living, my heart skipped at the thought of her. In this void, I feel it sinking deeper into an abyss. There, on that fateful night, I promised to protect her, vowed to share the experience, to document every adventure captured through the lens of life. I had a waterproof camera slung around my neck, a portal to freeze our joys in time. I can almost feel its weight in my hand, a reminder of every smile, every breath we shared just before the world unraveled. But now, the crispness of those memories sharpens against the grain of my sorrow. I should have told her what she meant to me. I should have screamed it into the wind that night, held her tighter under the stars. Yet, the laughter drowned each thought. The jubilant shouts of my friends overshadowed the clenching fear, the buried dread that whispered, "What if?" Echoes of Elena's voice rippled through me, sweet, teasing. "You're always drawn to the water like a siren's call." I remember our talks, nestled on the deck, where she dared me to dive deeper, to reach the untouched mysteries of the ocean. But I never thought it would lead to this. She believed in our dreams, believed in the promise of tomorrow, while I, caught in the whirlpool of my own self-doubt, should have stood stronger against the doubt swirling in my mind. It is painful, this oscillation between love and regret, between the laughter that no longer rings through my ears and the silence that fills my heart. Somewhere amidst the twists of fate lies a beautiful moment, the night before we embarked, when we toasted to life, dreams, and oceanic adventures. We cheered with bright eyes under the glittering stars, oblivious to the shadows looming on the horizon. I long for those moments, the sun warming my skin, the thrill of adventure lighting up my spirit. Was it all in vain? The rush, the laughter, the lost dreams? Here in this space beyond, all I can do is remember and yearn, echoing within the fragments of my soul. Elena, my love, my friend in this dance of uncertainty, if only I could have told you everything I felt. The weight of the unsaid sits heavily upon my spirit like a cloak of shadows, and I wonder if you now stand by the water's edge, searching for me in the waves. Do you feel it too, this longing, this emptiness where words should reside? And so I linger here, floating amidst echoes of my life, a diver, a friend, a missed opportunity. I float in this limbo, driven to hold on to every shard of memory, every fleeting moment, and every unspoken promise. But as yet, not even the faintest sound of the world above can penetrate this quiet solitude. I am lost in the echoes of existence, yearning for a thread to connect back to the love and laughter, to weave the pieces together once more. Memories cling to me like barnacles on a sunken ship. I swirl in the currents of time, a ghostly whisper riding the waves, caught between the living and the lost. The hours leading up to the tragedy replay in my mind like a well-worn film, each scene tinged with a sense of foreboding that I now know I unearthed too late. I can almost smell the salt of the ocean even in this ethereal void, feel the warmth of the sun as it kissed my face, a golden promise always baked in our shared adventures, a promise that felt everlasting. I remember waking up that morning, the sunlight spilling through the porthole in a cascade of warmth. I had risen with the eagerness of a child, excitement coursing through my veins. The Concordia was docked at an incredible destination, with azure waters beckoning to us like sirens. We had plans, large, ambitious plans. The taste of breakfast, the thick, buttery toast, the just right brew of coffee was sweet on my tongue, even amidst laughter shared with friends. We exchanged jests, playful pokes, and exaggerated tales from the nights before, the camaraderie weaving a vibrant tapestry of unity. Each smile felt like a stitch in that fabric, infusing me with warmth. But there were warning signs, hence masquerading as small concerns. The chatter of crew members grew uneasy. I could hear hushed tones discussing the weather, the storm rolling in like dark ink across the sky, gradually consuming the sea. I brushed it aside, too caught up in the euphoria of anticipated exploration to truly weigh the consequences. "It'll be fine," I reassured myself, pressing my fingers against my temples as if to silence the nagging doubts whispering for attention. There was a moment when Elena caught my gaze across the table, her eyes sparkling with mischief and adventure. "You're not scared of a little storm, are you?" she teased. I laughed, basking in her confidence. How could I admit my fears? "I'm not scared. I'm prepared for anything," I boasted, grabbing my camera, the waterproof lens glimmering like a beacon of hope. If only I had known the depths of what lay ahead. The wind picked up in intensity as we gathered our gear for the dive. The waves churned restlessly, the surface turning from a tranquil royal blue to a tempestuous shade of gray. I should have felt the shift in the air, should have taken it as a sign to hold back. But all I remember is the infectious excitement buzzing in our group, drowning out the portents. We shared our dreams over the surf, our eyes sparkling with exuberance, charmed by the ocean's vastness. How little we understood of its depths, both literal and metaphorical. We splashed into the water, my heart racing with every kick that propelled me deeper into the blue. The coolness wraps around me like a lover's embrace, every stroke of my arm pulling me into the enchantment of the ocean. Fish darted around us like shooting stars. The world above slipped into oblivion, laughter, promises, life. In this realm, we danced with the currents, laughter bubbling to the surface like breath. Yet, in that moment of abandon, the memory of the previous night flickers back, a whisper on the wind. We had discussed our fears of the deep, the weight of the unseen lurking in the shadows of the abyss. "You know, it's the ocean," I had joked. "What's the worst that can happen?" But as we broke beneath the Waverly tide, I felt the first twinges of that dread curl in my gut, dark and foreboding. The storm rolled in so quickly it felt like a monstrous tide had swallowed all reason. As we surfaced, we could see the sky cracking open, the shouts of crew members pulling us back into the world above, bringing with it the wild thrumming of the alarms I can still hear ringing in my soul. Then came the chaos, the ship screaming in surrender as water surged over us. To think, mere moments before, I believed we could conquer anything, my bravado faltering as reality shattered around us. I had promised Elena the ocean's embrace and brought her to the precipice of catastrophe instead. Now my memories intertwine like a frail vine, encasing me in a cocoon of guilt and sorrow, growing thicker, heavier with each thought. The sweetness of that morning, the laughter at breakfast, all spun into a dark reality that loomed over us. The world above, once sparkling with promise, began to dissolve into maelstrom. Fate is a cruel orchestrator. My choices had sealed our destinies, unwittingly embroidered into the fabric of this tragedy. Echoes of laughter now juxtaposed against the roar of chaos. Where once I stood so sure, now I linger between regret and the bitter-sweet taste of nostalgia, yearning for the light we all carried before the storm. The veil of ordinary slipped into obscurity, and I find myself here longing as the winds howl. Bound in the strands of memories, each intertwined moment is a knot in the tapestry of loss that now defines me. I float in this vastness, forever connected to the joys we shared, but deeply aware of the fate that lurked beneath the surface, like shadows stretching just out of reach. In this liminal space, suspended between the echoes of life and the embrace of silence, I find myself grasping for that single object that held the weight of my existence. It was a gift given out of love and friendship, handed to me on a night lit by laughter and promise. I had not thought much of it then, but now, or perhaps it's always now, I realize its significance, its ability to anchor me in both the beauty and the sorrow of what was lost. The camera, a simple, waterproof, and well-worn device, was like a talisman in my hands, a keeper of moments. I had taken it everywhere, its digital heart capturing light and shadow, preserving fragments of joy forever intertwined with the threads of my spirit. It wasn't just a camera, it was a portal to every shared adventure, every smile exchanged under the sky, every promise made beneath the stars. I vividly remember the night Elena presented it to me, wrapped in a thin layer of shimmering blue, the color of the ocean we so admired. "For all the memories we'll make," she had said, her eyes sparkling like the waves that danced beneath the moonlight. "Let's freeze them forever. What if we dive deeper than ever before?" Her words hung in the air, buoyant with possibility. At that moment, our dreams felt boundless, as infinite as the sea before us. I had accepted it with delight, a charm to protect our moments, oblivious to the paths destiny had hidden, the dark undertow that awaited us just outside our joy. As I float here, a murmur of yearning spreads through me for that camera, an object that encapsulated more than mere memories. It housed love and laughter, our aspirations, and the innocence that paled in the shadow of what transpired. I had failed to safeguard those moments, just like I had been too blind to see the totality of the storm brewing, too naive to think it could end so cruelly. It was both a partner in our exploration and a keeper of secrets, a witness to our laughter echoed through underwater canyons and secluded coves. Each click of its shutter had captured our youth, the sunlight pouring through sparkling waves, moments of pure delight suspended like tiny miracles waiting to be relived. How many times had I shared it with Elena, her soft laughter fading into the echoes of the ocean as I played back the cherished memories. In the depths of this void, I grasped to recall scenes, the beautiful blue of the sky merging with the seas, the way we dove into every adventure without a second thought. Sunscreen-covered noses and bare feet dancing on warm decks became a part of who I was, yet so were the consequences of every folly. I envisioned the camera resting on the table in our cabin, its flat form reflecting the lights that twinkled through the window like the stars we often gazed upon. But now, in the aftermath of loss, that little device lurks like a ghost, a haunting reminder of my responsibilities transformed into shadows of missed opportunities. I remember its final moments, buried beneath the remnants of twisted metal and shattered dreams. It slipped from my hand during the chaos, cradled by the waves as the ship succumbed to destruction. I had fought for air, fought to keep it safe, but my grip weakened, and I lost both it and Elena to the briny depths. It shouldn't have been a mere object. It was so much more than that. It was an extension of our voices, our dreams, yet all I can feel now is the weight of regret pressing down on me in this limbo, the darkness pulsing like a heartbeat echoing the loss of so much more than just an inanimate object. As fragments of bygone laughter swirl like fish darting in the ocean, I catch glimpses of moments lost. Elena smiled as she held the camera, eyes glinting with mischief, her trust in me, and belief that we could enliven the mundane with our stories. I begin to recognize how, in its destruction, it now carries the silent cry of betrayal, a haunting melody of the past we can never reclaim. I understand a truth that coursed through my being like a painful undercurrent. That burden of missed promises will always weigh heavy upon me, wrapped tightly around my spirit where shadows darken the light. If only I had clung a little tighter, swum deeper into the safety that dappled the horizon. If only I had grasped both the tangible and the intangible with greater care. The ache resides not just in the loss of Elena, but in the understanding of fleeting time. In life, moments come and go like waves, sometimes tranquil, other times tempestuous, but always fleeting. Yet I am tethered here, far removed from the motion of time, unable to either fade into quiet acceptance or reclaim the joyous laughter sung beneath the stars. Waves of reflection wash over me, the ebb and flow of emotions coalescing like tides, a bittersweet reminder of what once was. My existence echoes, strumming against the guitar strings of memory. Laughter, light, adventure, tinged with the haunting reality that these will never be shared again. The camera might be lost, but the memories it held flit like butterflies, bittersweet as they flicker across the boundaries of my consciousness. And so I float here, a figure without form, bound to the memories and heavy with longing, a keeper of promises that now belong to the unyielding depths. All that is left is the resonance of recollection, reframing who I am in the silence swirling with the tide. I send whispers upon the waves of longing toward the surface, where Elena still walks, seeking answers and solace between shades of blue, hoping against hope that somewhere in the vastness she can feel my spirit lingering, searching for a way home. The calm within me begins to stir, like waves subtly cresting beneath the surface, as I contemplate my place in this endless expanse. The memories rise and fall like the tides, each a poignant reminder of what was and what could have been. In this suspended moment, I find clarity. I must create a final offering, a gift echoing the deep love I felt for Elena, a reflection of our journey together, intertwined with the shadows that now haunt me. With renewed determination, I conjure the image of the camera that once served as an extension of my spirit. As I visualize it resting in the quiet of our cabin, lost in the chaos of that day, I understand its significance. It is not merely an object, but a vessel of our shared laughter and adventures. The past must be honored, I tell myself, and love must find a way to transcend this silence. In the shimmering depths of my memories, I gather the fragments of who we were. Elena's laughter, the way it danced through the air like sunbeams slicing through clouded horizons, fills me with warmth. I hear her voice calling out to me in that familiar cadence, pulling me into the joy we crafted together. Each moment, now crystallized in my mind, begs to be released into the currents where truth and memory intersect. I imagine holding the camera close, and with each moment I recall, pouring my heart into it, infusing it with all the words and emotions I never had the chance to express. "This is for you, my love," I whisper, though the depths offer no. The calm within me begins to stir, like waves subtly cresting beneath the surface, as I contemplate my place in this endless expanse. The memories rise and fall like the tides, each a poignant reminder of what was and what could have been. In this suspended moment, I find clarity. I must create a final offering, a gift echoing the deep love I felt for Elena, a reflection of our journey together, intertwined with the shadows that now haunt me. With renewed determination, I conjure the image of the camera that once served as an extension of my spirit. As I visualize it resting in the quiet of our cabin, lost in the chaos of that day, I understand its significance. It is not merely an object, but a vessel of our shared laughter and adventures. The past must be honored, I tell myself, and love must find a way to transcend this silence. In the shimmering depths of my memories, I gather the fragments of who we were. Elena's laughter, the way it danced through the air like sunbeams slicing through clouded horizons, fills me with warmth. I hear her voice calling out to me in that familiar cadence, pulling me into the joy we crafted together. Each moment, now crystallized in my mind, begs to be released into the currents where truth and memory intersect. I imagine holding the camera close, and with each moment I recall, pouring my heart into it, infusing it with all the words and emotions I never had the chance to express. "This is for you, my love," I whisper, though the depths offer no reply. "Let it carry the stories we built upon the waves." I see us setting sail that day, dreams radiating like sunlight above the horizon, and in my mind's eye, I capture the essence of every experience shared. The excitement of our first dive together, our fingers brushing beneath the surface, the way the ocean welcomed us like a long-lost friend. Each click of the camera shutter had frozen a moment in time, one I can only remember now in echoes, as if they were fluttering leaves caught in an autumn breeze. As I swim deeper into the recollections, I recall that one quiet evening before our adventure, the stars spinning above like sparkling jewels against the indigo sky. The air had been thick with the aroma of salt and freshly caught fish, laughter twinkling in the night like the stars above. Elena had taken the camera from my hands, her enthusiasm bubbling over. She captured my playfulness, the embarrassment that crept up on me as I posed like a proud sailor, while she laughed and gently chided me. Through my mind's lens, those moments unfold, vibrant and pulsing with life. "You don't know it yet," she had said, her eyes glinting, "but we are about to create a story as vast as the ocean." Now that story, unwritten and unfinished, merges with the waves of remorse that ripple through my being. I am adrift, yearning to share one final message, an echo of all that we had hoped to document. Grappling with the weight of my sorrow, I gather the moments of joy and meld them into a gentle current, weaving a tapestry that flares with color against the ever-encroaching darkness. "Forgive me," I whisper into the abyss, my voice a soft caress as it tugs at the strings of memory, driftwood borne upon the tide. "Forgive me for not holding on tighter when the waves hit, for the missteps that led us here." Each word, laced with the weight of love, prepares to drift beyond the barriers of this silence. I feel my essence entwining with the currents as I form my farewell, a relinquishment of burden lightened by grace. Elena, we were born from starlight and ocean mist, and every laugh we shared gifted me with so much more than this pain. I send my thoughts forth like a beacon, a lantern to guide her back to the shimmer of joy once shared. Dreaming of the rippling effects my whispered echoes might have on the surface, I carry my message toward her, a bridge connecting us across the expanse of our parting. But before my thoughts can reach her, I fight the remnants of guilt that threaten to hold me back, the unrelenting whispers of regret that snake through the void. I breathe deeply, summoning courage, releasing my sorrows, melting the shadows that once gripped me so viciously. In this space, filled with both loss and love, I realize the burden must be shared, a silent pact between us that transcends the boundaries of life and death. I think of the beauty in the fleeting moments we created, the laughter that reverberated across the waves, and I picture Elena, with the camera reflecting the Mississippi sun, anchoring our story with each snap. "You are not alone. You never were," I say softly as I grant my spirit permission to unfurl within these tides. And finally, I gather all that I am, weaving my heart into the camera, the memories, my love, the essence of who we were together. As the currents cradle it, the camera transforms into a beacon, releasing the captured moments like fireflies glowing through the twilight, illuminating the space between our souls. With that weight fully released, I feel myself lightening, each breath releasing more of my essence into the world, the tides gently carrying my story towards the surface and beyond. I start to catch glimpses of Elena, her spirit still connected to mine by strands of light, a thread pulling me gently towards her. "I will always be with you," I promise, letting go of the last remnants of my grief, accepting peace as my ultimate truth. Look for me in the beauty of the ocean, in the twinkling stars above, in every moment that brings you joy. My spirit flows freely now, unbound, sending ripples through the water. I feel the embrace of the waves, the whisper of the wind, and among the chorus of memories always lingers the profound warmth of our love, a unity that pain cannot sever, a melody resonating across the expanse of time. In this accepting release, I understand that love transcends all boundaries. As the camera glides forth into the unknown, carrying my whispered promises on the depths of the currents, I too drift into the silence, freed from the weight of regret, leaving behind only echoes of laughter and love that will always bind us together beneath the waves. In the hush that envelops me, I feel time slip away, its confines unspooling like threads of a forgotten tapestry. I have released my burdens, poured my heart into the currents, and watched the echoes of our shared time stretch into eternity. It is in this liminal space, where memory intertwines with the formless, that I find myself existing, not as a fleeting whisper, but as a witness to the unfolding of the world above. The stillness around me is thick, almost tangible, as if the fabric of reality itself holds its breath. From this ethereal vantage point, I see the echoes of life as they ripple across the surface above, moments glimmering like stars, caught in a cosmic web. My spirit floats here, observing the world, yet profoundly aware of its presence in a way I never had before. Time no longer holds me captive, and I drift between memories, feeling the gentle brush of past moments like soft waves lapping against the shore. I am both here and there, enveloped in recollective reverie. An infinite horizon of light dances just out of reach, sparking blissful recognition. I catch whispers of voices, some familiar, some unknown, that reverberate through the soundless void, weaving a symphony of lost words, laughter, and questions waiting to be asked. I catch sight of fleeting shadows above, flashes of life unfolding in a shimmering dance. Images materialize, a child laughing as waves crash against her tiny legs, a couple dancing on the sand beneath a setting sun, silhouetted against vibrant hues of orange and violet. The realness of it all washes over me, igniting a deep yearning within. I reach for those moments, my essence extending out to brush against theirs, anchored by the stillness of my own spirit. Yet, within this beauty lies a longing, a deafening silence reverberating in the depths of my being. It pulsates, reminding me of the laughter I had once known, the warmth of Elena's touch, a gentle hand on my shoulder, a whispered word of love under blankets of stars. But more than the quiet ache is the clarity of understanding. Our connection reaches far beyond this realm, tethered to the very essence of life, a life that continues in myriad ways, veiled yet vivid. As I drift along, I perceive the sensation of time folding in on itself, layers stacking upon one another like the grains of sand slipping through fingers. I catch reflections of the day Elena found the camera. I remember how she spun and twirled with laughter as the sunlight caught her hair, creating a halo made of golden threads. We had ventured beyond the shoreline, and warmth had enveloped her, coloring her joy with the bounce of adventure. Now, suspended as I am, I glean the depth of her laughter, a sweet echo reverberating against the walls of my heart. As the visions fade, a shudder runs through me, a tremor echoing the remnants of fleeting time and the stalling beauty of life continuing. The laughter I hear becomes a haunting symphony of what I cannot touch but will never forget. Then, in a moment of stillness, I glimpse a glimmer, a flickering light reflecting off the surface, signaling change. I reach toward it, allowing my spirit to flow with the currents, feeling the gentle pull of the sea. Tiny ripples expand outward, undulating toward the horizon. Each pulse feels like a heartbeat, a resonance connecting us across realms. And then I hear her, Elena's voice gently threading through the silence, a warm embrace against the cold tide. "Are you there?" Her whisper flows like a warm breeze, searching the vastness for a response. "Where are you?" The haunting ache of her question sweeps through me, wrapping around my fragile heart. I want to scream, to swim up toward the rays of light cascading from above, but the depths hold me close. Here, in the silence, I can feel her sorrow, the ache of longing mingling with hope, an echo of the love we shared, ever present and unyielding. I reach out toward her, forming an invisible bond across the vast expanse, and whisper, "I'm here, always." As the waves peel back their layers, I sense the thinning veil, casting shadows across the surface of her heart. The whispers within the gently swaying currents carry my emotions, painting them in bright colors she can feel. I remain, a steady pulse entwined with the ocean's rhythm, a promise reverberating through the water. You will find me, in every moment that brings you joy, in the laughter of the waves, in the soft luminescence of the stars above. Time continues to fold and unravel, and as I float through this limbo, I watch her as she stares out to the horizon, tears glistening like droplets against her skin. "How can I go on without you?" she whispers, the depth of her vulnerability echoing through the air. "I want to capture it all, but you were my muse. What now?" A luminous warmth envelops me, and I feel compelled to respond. "Your heart is the truest vessel," I murmur, my words flowing outward like tendrils of light. "Remember our moments, the laughter, the way the ocean welcomed us. You are the keeper of our story, our memories. Embrace them, they will never fade." Her radiant smile flits across my consciousness, and I feel her ease just a fraction, as if the currents brush away the burden from her heart. "I will," she whispers, leaving the shadows behind for the resplendence of the dawn that waits beyond. And just like that, I surrender again, feeling myself melding into the depths of the sea. The weight of solitude lifts as I become a part of this infinite existence. Drifting through layers of memory and time, I take my place among them, a silent guardian of tenderness and love. In this realm, I encounter the truth in every moment spun out in the tapestry of existence. I dissolve into the fabric of it all, cradled by the ocean, becoming one with the laughter and tears that bind us together across time and space, forever lasting, as a reminder that love transcends all boundaries, resonating even in the depths of silence. Within the vastness of limbo, I feel the current shift. There is movement, an unseen force guiding me back toward the surface, toward the whispering edge of life. The echoes of memories swirl and blend with the cool embrace of water, and I become aware of a pulse, a communion of hearts connected by the rhythm of life and love. It is in this moment that I understand I no longer float alone. I am anchored by the luminous thread of Elena's spirit reaching for me. Slowly, like dawn breaking over a hidden horizon, an image begins to form. The mist of the ocean clears, revealing a warm sandy beach bathed in golden light. There she is, Elena, sitting at the water's edge, her fingers tracing patterns in the soft grains. She gazes out, her eyes reflecting the vastness of the sea, a mixture of longing and hope. I drift closer, the gentle caresses of the tide pulling me toward her. As I near, I am met by the twinkling of the camera, lying beside her, a bridge between worlds. It gleams like a lighthouse, bringing clarity to the path we once traveled together. It is no longer merely an object, it is an embodiment of our love, a keeper of our shared moments. In its pure, radiant light, I can feel her spirit awakening in waves. She leans down to pick up the camera, examining it with the tenderness I've missed so dearly. "We captured so much," she whispers, her voice soft yet firm, echoing like a lullaby against the shore. "But did I lose the most precious parts?" A sudden tide rises within me, a yearning to reach out, to touch her soul and reassure her. "No, my love, you carry all that we were," I call out, my voice dancing on the gentle breeze. "Our memories live on in you. They are eternal as the sea and sky." As if she hears my call, she turns, searching the horizon in hopes of finding solace. I feel the luminescent thread intertwining with her heartbeats, resonating with me as she speaks my name. And in that moment, I truly exist, an echo burrowing deep within the depths of her consciousness. Tears roll down her cheeks, catching the light, and I sense her sorrow melding with warmth, a bittersweet mixture that only love can weave. "I thought I lost you," she sighs, her breath mingling with the tide. But in this tranquility, I see clarity return to her eyes, her spirit no longer swallowed by shadows. In the heart of this ethereal moment, I gather remnants of strength, feel the currents cradling me ever closer. "I'm right here, among us, and always will be," I whisper, coaxing her to focus beneath the waves where the truth of our love resides. "Use this camera, my dearest. Capture hope, light, and laughter. In those frames, I will always be. Feel my presence in every moment you choose to embrace." With trembling hands, Elena lifts the camera to her eye, her breath caught in a gasp of inspiration. She swings the lens across the beach, capturing the sun-drenched horizon, the shimmering blues of the sea, the laughter of children playing in the sand. And within each click, a pulse, a resonating heartbeat stamped on time. I watch her illuminate the living world with each image she crafts. It is as if she begins to weave a tapestry anew, waiting to be filled with dreams and joys still to come. The laughter of future adventures waiting to burst forth, the warmth shared in every stolen moment. Through the lens, she embraces the beauty of life, and I find myself reborn through her gaze. "Each moment is a treasure," she murmurs, holding the camera to her heart, "and you will guide me through them all. You are woven into my soul, and nothing can sever that thread." As the sun dips lower in the sky, spilling colors of violet and gold across the vast expanse, I feel the essence of our connection deepen. I understand that this journey is not an end, but a transformation, a continuation of love, existing beyond loss and pain. In the final moments of dusk, I leave my spirit woven through every picture she takes, and there it will stay, buried in the laughter of our memories. With the warmth of the tide around me, I feel the pull of infinity, a gentle release beckoning me to drift into the whispering depths. I embrace it, becoming one with the sound of the ocean's heart, cradling the echoes of Elena's love. And with that release, I surrender to the light. I feel it enveloping me, radiating warmth, as my essence ebbs gracefully into the ether of the ocean, becoming an integral part of the irreplaceable bond woven across lifetimes. In the vastness of existence, within each grain of sand and fleck of light, I find peace in knowing that as she continues to create, I will always be there, an eternal echo of love that dances on the tides.